Drives suck. Everyone knows that drives are garbage. Like let's be so real here. Everyone knows the time when you play for drives is probably the worst time to play Overwatch. Yes. Can't help it. I can't help but play. I can't. I'm sorry, officer. And you can't help but play. You just can't. It's just the competitive rewards are too good to pass. Let's make drives better. Let's think. Let's think. Why do they suck? And how can we make them better? Let's go. Let's get into it. End of season is already garbage. Like, playing at the end of the season already sucks. Without drives, end of season has always been a huge meme. It's been a joke. Playing at the end of the season sucks. You shouldn't do it. It's bad. Whatever. Last week of comp sucks. I'm just saying facts. I'm not even saying opinions here. The matches are more volatile. People are playing who haven't played in ages. There's more Smurf accounts. Some people care less, and so they throw more, and then blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But then you also get the ones that care the most because they want to keep their rank, and it's all a bit odd. It's all a bit of a mess. So the last week always sucks. Now we throw drives in the mix. Yeah, it's going to get even worse. The fear of missing out is what causes everyone to come rushing back to drives. You don't want to be the one person who didn't get the little drive reward. You don't want to be the person who didn't get 3,000 competitive points for only less than a week of play. It's the way I think most players get their gold guns. Now, I'm not a filthy casual, right? But most people who watch this probably are casuals. Let me know, are drives when you get your gold gun? Like, let's think about it. Is this realistically the point in the season where you can get a gold gun? I mean, I am also in that group of people because I don't play comp that much as I used to. And so drives is a real push for me to finally get the gold gun. So I only usually have to do half the drive, thank the Lord. But that FOMO is really what makes drives suck. It's because you put artificial pressure on yourself to get it and be done with it, so you play worse. Everyone's doing the same thing, so they play worse. Everyone's expecting the game quality to be worse, so it becomes worse. It's all subconscious and psychology, but then also you get Bob the tank who hasn't played in 2 years and goes, oh, I never got a gold gun. Let me hop on and get a gold gun. So they get on and then they throw all your games. They're a ball one trick who doesn't know how to play the game. Like, I have legitimately seen shit where it's like, I didn't know Doomfist was a tank now. Hello? It's been 3 years. I actually also think the drive FOMO is a result of competitive rewards in general being really, really dry and boring throughout the season. Yes, competitive points are cool, but you don't really get that many. To the point where drives feel like a necessity for most players. You don't get rewarded with points for your rank at the end of a season anymore, which I do think that it's a weird change to get rid of that. But so it feels like drives are the only thing to show for playing competitive. So it encourages people to come back to try and get a reward for playing competitive. So how do we fix drives? Okay, this is a very simple fix. The drive, like, title things, you know, the little, like, how there's a pink one right now, a little pink purple one, last season was like that red one, you know, all of those. What, like, make them equipable in other seasons? I don't know why it is a reward that only transfers to the next season and then gets wiped the next time. It makes drives feel less important, while also making it feel like you have to get it because you want to have one and you can't show your previous season one for it, so you need to get one. Now I know it's all just, these are all silly reasons, it's cosmetics, like who cares, but I think these are seriously why people put so much pressure on the drive season. I think if we could continue our rewards on, you wouldn't care as much for this one. Like, I quite like the red one. Maybe I just want to keep the red one for the future seasons. I think that would be, like, at a simplest possible change. If you were to keep everything the exact same, just that one addition, I think would just be a great addition. I think that just would be a much needed update to drives. I personally believe the drives and bonus comp points should be earnable throughout the entire season's length. This is going to sound crazy. What if there was like a competitive like tier system, like a battle, like not like a battle pass, but like a battle pass, but like not paid or like anything like that. But I mean, like, if you win this many games, you get to cash in 100 extra comp points. Cool. You win this many, you get 300. This many, you get 500, right? And throughout there's also parts like you get titles, like unique to the season. Like, oh, here's a title. Like that's easy. I imagine titles are the easiest thing to code in. It's a bit of text. Or you could then have sprays, cards, and player icons also in that system. So maybe for your first 10 wins, you get a little season 20, whatever we're on, like whatever you end up being on, icon that has like a cool little graphic, and it just says 20, whatever, right? Easy to make. I could make the graphic for you. Look, Overwatch, I'll do it for you. I don't mind. And then maybe at 20 wins, you get 50 comp points bonus. And like it stacks up like that. And then at 100, you get a legendary loot box, or at this many rewards you get more comp points, and at this many rewards you get the spray to reward you playing the game and what have you. And then you could even add systems of like, if you finish or hit the rank of Diamond, they did this with the Freya skin, you get the Freya Galactic skin. And then if they could have it so if you hit this rank you get this thing or this, I think we just need more competitive incentives, and I think the drive should be tied into it. So it should almost be like at different stages of the battle pass, like how many wins you get is how much your drive score keeps updated, and I don't think it should go backwards. So what I mean by this is once you hit like 50 wins, you get your first initial drive, and then every like subsequent 10 adds a small detail, a small flair, a small thing, and eventually it'll cap out obviously, and then you get the fully upgraded drive, and you can show that off on next seasons to show that, hey, in season 3 I played 1,000,000 games and got the most upgraded drive. I think that would be a cool incentive, and I think it would make each season more unique, and you would want to grind out each season's rewards to show it, and they would have comp points to show for it, title sprays, especially if we're adding Galactic weapon, Jade weapon, and every year we're going to add a new comp weapon. I think more points need to be available for the casual audience to be able to get stuff. I mean, even I have to choose between, do I want a gold gun for a new character, or do I want Galactic or Jade for a character I play more? I have to make that decision, and I'd much rather be able to, you know, more freedom on like be able to get multiple within one season. So I just think that would be so much better. I may have not explained that well, but I just think that's all we need. I'm not even going to add anything else. I've got a list, but that is really it. I think being able to use the old drives is a better incentive anyway, so just keep that on there. Just make it so that you can use the old drives, and then work on a competitive rewards system, like a plan, like a line, a battle pass essentially, of at certain number of wins you get something for it. And if this takes place over the course of a whole season, one, you're going to hook people for a longer time. If that's the idea, you want people to come back near the end of the season. I think if you have a rewards chain, people are going to come back near the end and try to get their last rewards. You could even have the last week be double XP. Every win counts as another extra win. Like, you could do it like that, and then you would have the exact same thing. It just would be more incentive throughout the season to play. Anyway, I'm done yapping. This topic doesn't need more discussion than this, but I'm just saying, I think I would love that in the game, and I'm sure you watching are with it. I don't see many flaws in what I described. I think the only one people would ever bring up is, yeah, but people should play ranked because they want a competitive environment, and then I don't want more casuals coming to it. Why not? Why don't you get more people hooked into the idea of playing competitive? And plus, those casual players get filtered out into a different rank than you. Like, I don't get it. Most casual players will sit around that silver to plat region. If you're really that serious, wouldn't you be a higher rank than them? Why would it matter? If you're the serious competitive gamer, you should be in like masters, no? So yeah, I don't know. That's all I've got time for. I think drives just could be greatly improved by just putting them in that sort of system. But by default, making sure you can equip past season ones. Happy drive weekend. Peace and love.